Welcome back to Pastrami, everybody. I'm Lily Rosenthal.
And I'm Alex Canter.
We have an icon in the podcast community joining us. We have Georgia Hardstark, who is the creator and co-host of My Favorite Murder, arguably the most incredible true crime podcast in the game. She is a legend, people, and she's going to be with us today, sitting right here.
And apparently she has some crazy connections to this restaurant and my family. And I can't wait to get into that on this episode.
She got her start in the food world, actually. She's an incredible writer. She was a host of a food and travel show.
She got her start with a McNuggetini. It was like her first viral video. She made this cocktail that had a chicken McNugget on it and some sauce and vodka. And that totally launched her food career before she hard pivoted into murder. So,
as one does.
That's where we're going next, Lily. Murder after this.
All right. Well, if we're going to do it, we got to do it like Georgia. Everybody, Georgia Hardstark.
This is you're our seventh episode?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're an inspiration to us because we're like, how the hell have you been doing this for 10 plus
I mean,
years?
seriously, you're a legend in the podcast community.
Stop, thank you.
You've done so many episodes. How do you keep it alive and well, like, and in your brain too?
Well, you just have to do it with something that you're fascinated with. So
Absolutely.
Food and true crime for me are like neck and neck for things I'm obsessed about.
Is there one that you are like, if you had to pick one?
Well, I did have a
Sophie's Choice.
I did have a cooking channel show before this, but I think it'd be food.
It would
you
be
sleep better at night when you're studying food all day and not
so true.
Vicious murders. Turns out
that makes total sense.
But it makes sense for
brain.
of course, the anxiety in me was like, well, I'm going to study true crime constantly for the rest of my life, and every time I meet someone, they're going to tell me about the murder that they know about. Like I love it. It's like my dream.
Right? Of course,
just like double the therapy bills.
Can you explain to me and to everyone how this came up into your life? Because you were food centric, and then
all of a sudden murder.
That was definitely that was definitely a pivot.
Do we have a murder future?
A murder future.
Well, so I have always been obsessed with true crime, like since I was a kid, and I read all the Ted Bundy books, and of course, we watched Unsolved Mysteries and America's Most, like just obsessively. I think a lot of kids my age in the late 90s or in the 90s grew up just inundated with it. Like there were no parental warnings, and so you kind of realize as you get older that not everyone wants to talk about that. So when you meet someone at a party and they're like, I'm from Baton Rouge, you don't want to say, they don't want to hear, oh, yeah, serial killer from there. You explain, they don't want to talk about it.
That's how I am with food. Now you're making me feel self-conscious.
Exactly.
When someone's like, oh, I'm from Chicago, I just start rattling
pizza
off all the
and
spots.
steaks.
I'm like, oh, do you love Pequot?
Right. That's okay. People don't mind that, but that's a party conversation.
A little less aggressive than murder.
It is. And so once in a while you find those people that are like, yes, and then you have this bond with them that you really don't have with anyone else because they don't want to hear it. Totally understandably. So that's how Karen and I met and bonded. Is she came over to this party we were at and started talking about this horrific story that she had just witnessed. And everyone cleared the room, and I walked closer and said, tell me everything. And then from there, we just kept talking about horrible things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how sometimes in life, it just kind of presents it presents itself with what you really love and care about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure food still is in your heart to this day.
Yes.
But it's so funny that you met someone that unlocked this whole side of you.
Right.
And then you were able to create this incredible podcast.
That part's
it's
wild.
Unbelievable.
It's definitely a kindred spirit thing. And it's so exciting, especially as an adult, to make a friend that, a new friend. It's such a hard thing to do. But the podcasting, we both had different podcasts in comedy, and a lot of the comedians that we knew have had podcasts since the late 2010s. It was normal. So it was just let's do it. I know. Yeah. I've been pounding this.
This is you.
Thank you.
More coffee.
More coffee. More coffee means more content.
More
for me.
content.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not shut up. Sweating and
I love it.
It's not as hot in here as it usually is, so we got lucky.
God, thank God.
We need to go back because I jumped right into.
Are we going? Oh my God. Okay.
We jumped right in.
I'll be serious. Yeah.
But I need to know about your family, your grandfather selling meat to Alex
my
Canter's grandfather. Can we talk about that connection a little?
This is true.
How did
This
that
is real
come
life.
about?
I got so excited when I saw that this podcast was recorded here. You were here. I was like, well, we're basically family.
Yes.
Because both of our families immigrated to Boyle Heights from Eastern Europe. And so my family, the Shatskys, were friends with the Canters. And so on the corner over here, where the parking lot is now, my grandfather, George, and his brother, Max Shatsky, had their butcher shop. And so
That's
Canters,
incredible.
I've been hearing since I was a child that Canters got their meat from my grandfather's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you for
that's
buying.
unbelievable.
I know. And then, and so my other grandfather, my dad's dad, Leo, across the street where it says Leader, that was where he had a barber shop. So this whole area, and they both went to
We
Fairfax.
both
Oh my
moved from
God.
one Jewish shtetl, Boyle Heights, to the next one.
Exactly,
Fairfax in the
exactly.
50s.
Yeah. And so Canter's has like a lot of to do with my life. Every Hanukkah, my entire life, my grandma, we would get, Canter's spread, like a deli spread for Hanukkah, the big Hanukkah party. It's just always been a part of my life.
Do you remember a favorite from that time of the
Yes.
Canter's spread?
Yes, unfortunately, when I was very little, I didn't put it together. I loved this sandwich called a tongue sandwich. I
Ooh.
just like the
And
tongue.
then one day you were like,
Yep.
Oh,
shit,
tongue
that's an
means
actual
tongue.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. I walked out of here and I was like, 5, and I look at the deli case and there is a giant tongue. And I was like, oh no,
Holy
It's
shit.
this whole
scary.
time.
That's what I've been eating.
Yeah.
No,
and now I know it's delicious and I
Of
love
course.
it. But at the time I was like, oh,
That was my grandfather's absolute favorite,
Yeah.
a tongue sandwich. And
Ugh.
I just knew that that's what it was my whole life. So I just never had any interest in going near it.
It's almost easier not to know.
it
you
is.
know?
Yeah.
It is. Well,
Probably
also,
delicious.
Yeah.
it is. It's so good. I like it on a little bit of corned beef now, but
Right.
But as the granddaughter of a butcher, you eat the weird cuts. Like you get the leftovers.
What's
so
the
it's
most
normal.
underrated cut, would you say?
I mean, my mom would get a whole chicken and just fry up the chicken liver in butter for me. I was the only kid who would eat it, and it was my absolute favorite.
I
like,
love that.
morsel. It's so
Yeah.
good.
When I was visiting friends
Mhm.
and they said, oh, here we have barbecue. Okay.
Mhm.
Skewer of a bunch of small things.
Yeah.
I just ate it, not thinking anything of it. And I was, that was amazing. What was that? And they said, oh, it's chicken heart.
Yes. So
And
good.
all
So
the
good.
blood went out of my face. And I was like, no. And
It's so good.
it was unbelievable.
And it's really good for you.
Yes.
Too. It's This
So,
is not a show for vegetarians.
No.
Sorry.
Sadly. So sorry,
But
everybody.
here we are. We're in our favorite booth here. It's so
Yeah.
fun to talk to you about Canter stuff, having a connection there. Also, I called my grandma on the way over to this
Oh,
to
you
record
did?
this episode to ask if she knew of your family. She was like, of course. I used to buy my lamb chops from the butcher. She would
mean,
pull
that's
up and
so
like buy it.
cute.
So it's amazing that we have this connection. And like
I love it.
this area of Fairfax used to be like the Jewish hub in the 50s.
Yeah.
In the 60s, and then it started to like dismantle into like Pico Robertson and Beverly La Brea.
Right.
And at one point, there were 15 Jewish delis on this block,
Oh my God.
like in the 50s, which is crazy to think about because now there's not even 15 Jewish delis in LA. But
No.
we are the last man standing on the block. So
And my
pretty
favorite.
cool.
And like aside from childhood, I have like late nights that I don't totally remember in my 20s coming here. And
Yes.
that's the
So
best
do
time
I.
to come. Yeah.
like, yeah.
What's your go? We know that you liked tongue as a child,
Yeah.
but what was your go-to late night food here? when
Well,
you were a
Or
kid?
still to this day.
I mean, to this day, I'll order corned beef on rye always.
Mhm.
But I realized one late night after going out dancing that you guys, I don't know what I'm saying. Canter's has
You people.
the best eggs Benedict. It's just this like
What?
perfect diner eggs Benedict.
It's hilarious.
I've
You
never
are-
ordered. We've
I
been
know.
doing a bunch of these. I've never ordered that. I'm going to get that next breakfast.
We have a pastrami Benedict too.
Oh my
If you want to
God.
elevate that a little bit.
Elevate the game.
And the lox Benedict is a good one too.
I love
sounds
that.
amazing.
But you don't think of Canters and Benedicts. So.
No,
Mm-mm.
no,
we do have breakfast 24/7 here. So
There you go.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. You hear those little restaurant noises? We're in a real restaurant.
I'm telling you, you guys would have you can't pay for that. It's like it's priceless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's part of the experience. People,
It's true.
we're at a deli. You know it. We know it. It's part of it.
It's kids screaming in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I heard about a McNuggetini. Is this true? Is this real?
Yes.
Can you explain what that is?
I mean, okay, the McNuggetini, it's so funny and ridiculous, but my whole life as it is now like hinges on this weird cocktail.
This
for
is
real.
your hard launch into.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't think my life would be where it is today without a McNuggetini. It is.
Love that. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It is a cocktail, a joke cocktail my friend Allie Ward and I created when we were in our late 20s, broke, and of course going to dive bars. And it's like, okay, what is the perfect cocktail you can order that's like drink and food at the same time? Just
Classic.
making up this thing, made up the name McNuggetini and created this like chocolate milkshake rimmed in barbecue sauce with a McNugget on it.
I've seen the video. It's pretty awesome.
And then we made this comedy, like where our friend was making comedy videos. We asked him to make a cocktail video for us. We filmed it in my grandma's house in Miracle Mile in the kitchen.
God.
She was like 100 at the time. And we were like, can we make this video? She had no idea what we were talking about. She's like, absolutely. So yeah, we made that and it
just goes viral.
It goes like viral for like 2009, which isn't the same as it is today. But luckily someone at Food Network saw it and was like, do you guys want to keep doing these? And so we just made a bunch of weird fake cocktail videos and
that's so fun.
I mean, I got around show.
Yeah.
We had it was called Tripping Out with Allie in Georgia. And we traveled and ate and threw parties. And I mean, it's wild.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
oh my God.
so many comments, questions, everything.
Yeah.
But I also, right after I graduated high school, I went to bartending school.
Oh my
and
God.
learned how to make all the drinks and
Yeah.
stuff.
You did?
And I came back into Canters and I like made like a pickle Bloody Mary and like these like little crazy combinations. So I admire the food and beverage combo into one.
Yeah.
But the travel show, let's talk about that because that's food focused.
Yeah.
Tripping Out, right?
Yeah. It's been so freaking long.
I know
can't believe
it's been a minute, but
Yeah.
you got to go to some amazing cities and you would eat through those cities.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite destinations?
So we went to Homer, Alaska. We wanted to do something kind of wild.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to this bakery. I think it was called the Two Sisters Bakery. And they made us like, they found a friend who had like reindeer in their freezer and made us like these incredible little appetizers with reindeer. It was literally wild.
Literally wild.
We went to Miami and ate this like incredible goat dish. Yeah.
I love goat goat tacos.
Yeah.
Goat for birria.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So good.
When you came to LA, you mentioned like you would always go to these dive bars.
Yeah.
Do you remember the names of any of the spots that
Well,
were the it places?
My favorite place, and I went here on my first date with my husband, was the Roost in Atwater.
I don't know it, but tell us about it. Is it cute?
It's different than it used to be. No, it's different. It used to be they had popcorn, which is like free popcorn at a dive bar is a must.
Love.
And it was very 70s and carpeted and you could smoke in there at the time.
Sick.
And it was not up to code at all. But we just loved it. It was such a rad little place. It's still there. It's changed a little bit.
Do you go back for your like anniversaries of that date?
Once in a while, but now we've moved on. We've grown.
Isn't it crazy? Like it's crazy to think about like at the time
food
where
is here.
Oh shit.
I want you to keep talking, Alex, but also
here you
food is
go.
here.
Grilled cheese,
Oh my gosh,
tomato.
thank you.
Grilled cheese, tomato.
I'm so excited.
When
French
Lily
fries.
ordered this, I was like going in the corned beef direction, and then Lily ordered this, and I was like, "That is the perfect meal."
I just went
It's
for
a good
for Mom's Ball.
Nice.
lunchtime
It is.
at Canter's Deli.
Yeah,
It's what I want
it's
every
perfect.
time.
And look how grilled and crispy that is.
So nice.
I
Okay,
was just
sorry,
saying,
Alex. Go ahead.
at the time when my grandparents were buying meat from your grandparents, it was totally acceptable to smoke in restaurants and bars, which is like totally not a thing anymore. People used to smoke on planes, but in the Kibitz room, which is the bar right over there next door to Canter's, it opened in the early 60s, and it used to be like a jazz club, and they'd have piano nights and bar, like this whole thing. But it's very dark in there, thank God, because if you turn the lights on and shine a light on the ceiling, you can see like literally a layer of black smoke and craziness.
That's the kind of dive bar I want to be in, is when it's like, don't turn the lights on. It's like reality will set in.
Yes.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
But I'm old enough to remember going into restaurants and they'd say smoking or on, which basically just meant you sat in with a tiny partition up next to chain smokers.
Right.
Eating. I don't know how we did that or how we thought it was okay, but I mean, thank God it's not like that anymore.
It's really a different time.
Have you been to Ye Rustic Inn?
Oh yeah.
Ye Rustic Inn is
classic.
Something just happened to Alex. He literally like just sunk in and he was like, yes, someone has finally said it. Tell us, why do you love it so much?
Rustic Inn. It is like my second home. I'm there once a week and I don't go anywhere once a week.
Do you go for trivia night?
I do go for trivia on Sunday nights.
They have great chicken wings.
They do. They don't have great chicken wings. They have the best chicken wings ever out of any restaurant I've ever eaten. And I love wings. But
do you like a trivia night?
Yes, except when you don't expect it and you just show up and suddenly you're yelling, you're in it.
It's too late.
Unwanted trivia. It's not good.
They give me anxiety.
Yeah.
I feel too much pressure that if I don't say the right thing, everyone's going to say, boo, get out of trivia night. I don't know.
If you don't go pressure. And you're not like ready for it with like your smart friends and your friend who knows everything about movies or whatever, it's like, it's not going to be an enjoyable time for anyone.
I just need to rewind a second to give a moment for the wings at Ye Rustic Inn.
Okay,
let's do it. You can tell us.
So first of all, this place is ridiculous. It's like, it needs to be like renovated, but also no one should ever touch it because it's perfect and beautiful. It's like the definition of a dive bar. You walk in, they're blasting like metal music sometimes, or like they're playing 80s music. It's just really loud and dirty and crazy, but it's a vibe in there.
Carpet. They've got the carpet going.
Got the carpet. It's in Los Feliz area. Order the wings extra crispy, first of all.
Okay.
And you can go medium, hot, extra hot. I recommend hot. But I can eat like literally, I have a bottomless stomach for these wings. I could eat like 18, 24. These are just like
classic buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings, extra crispy, hot.
But they're like huge for some reason.
They're so good. I don't know what.
Have you had Young Bon's wings?
Okay, Young
That's a different wing.
Wings are also.
Have you had those?
No.
Those are the best wings I've ever had.
Oh my God, where is that?
Young Bon is in downtown. It's right around the corner from Bestia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
These wings, I'm telling you, oh my God.
Those are
what?
Those are
Alex?
like legitimately the actual best wings.
Like real.
Those are like
chef-wise,
the real
like flavor,
chefy
like
wings.
crisp, like it is like sticky and sweet and good. They're just like.
Let me ask you guys something. Is it, if you saw someone like me eating wings with a knife and fork, how upset would you be?
With a knife and fork?
I don't know if I would
hate
I
the
love this
messy
question.
fingers.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was at a restaurant in New York City and you're supposed to eat the chicken with your hands. It's not chicken wings. It was just like a full rotisserie chicken. It was an intense restaurant. It was great.
Yeah.
They give everyone gloves.
Okay, perfect.
To put on. And I was like, this is genius.
Yes.
And why don't they serve gloves with wings more often?
That's like when you go to those, I love the like boiling shrimp or boiling crab places where they have the like Cajun.
Exactly.
And you can ask for gloves. Otherwise your fingers are going to smell like garlic for a week.
It stains your nails.
It stains your nails. And it's kind of like, if it's really spicy, it kind of hurts.
Yes.
So I'm just the like embarrassing person with it. Can I get a fork and a knife and eating these like, and I like to clean the bone. Like
how do you do that
with a knife and a fork?
I'm good. I'm like really good at this.
I
you guys.
Watch you do it. I'm so intrigued.
Well, I'm Jewish. You're like good at cleaning the bone.
Of course.
My husband, like when we first, he's not Jewish, and when we first started dating, I was like, "What are you doing to that chicken?
So much.
Why are you wasting that chicken?" And I think he cleans it now so that I won't do it because like I think it's otherwise I take the chicken off his plate and finish it. So he's like, "Okay, I'll do it.
That's so funny.
Like before my wife was my wife, we like would go to lots of restaurants, but like her love for wings and like willingness to get dirty and messy, like was definitely for me like, okay,
Endearing.
This is like someone I can spend the rest of my life.
I love
with,
that.
you know?
Well, my dad eats pizza with a fork and knife and scrapes the toppings off. Eats that.
This is fascinating.
And then
I have to
leaves
meet him.
behind the bread.
That's some.
What's going on there?
That's,
Okay.
Wait,
All
that's
right.
actually like similar to what my mom does, but that is some serial killer shit. You know?
Marty, is my dad a serial killer all the time? Yeah, I think maybe it's the carbs. I don't know what it is, but it's just
So
like
wait.
it's like so wasteful. You're like, Dad, you ate 4 pieces of pizza, but you didn't eat any pieces of pizza
So he eats the cheese and the toppings,
and the sauce,
but
and
not.
everything. Yeah.
That's so weird. My mom does
He
the
should
same
venture
crap. Yeah.
into a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
He would be so happy.
Right.
No waste.
Right.
Oh my god.
Or just like pasta or like pasta sauce. I don't know. It's very like
That's wild.
it's an idiosyncrasy that I find very charming. He's also really good at making a perfect bite. I'm kind of obsessed with a perfect bite.
Perfect bite.
You know what I mean?
Is so important
Fork
to
and knife.
any meal.
You put it all together. You put it on the fork. No rush. When you're ready, perfect bite.
Perfect bite. I always have to end with
Yes,
a perfect
yes.
bite.
Mm.
And you
Otherwise,
say,
the meal
perfect bite. Yes.
terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Perfect
You
bite.
have to end with a perfect bite. For example, people, I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato. When I was little, I really hated crust. I don't hate crust anymore, but it's definitely not my favorite part of the sandwich.
Mhm.
So I will make sure that my last bite is a middle situation. Are you a middler or a crust person?
I'm a crust guy.
Yeah.
I like,
Whoa.
But I get it. I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
I feel really alone. But it's okay. It's okay.
We're talking about our weird food eating ways today.
For me though, like, you know how like after dinner you have like a mint or like something to like.
Mhm.
For me, like if I just ate a meal that I'm really vibing off of and it was
Yeah.
delicious, like I will like delay brushing my teeth
Me
for as long as I
What?
can because I'm like
I
I,
don't
want to
wanna-
let this sushi
You guys,
linger.
that is insane.
I know.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, like no
Both
like
of
no
you do that?
dessert.
I
no,
love the
like-
savory.
Yes.
I love savory. I mean, I'm obsessed with sweets too. But
Right.
'cause the only exception to that is so what's it called? El Carmen, this Mexican
Oh,
restaurant.
classic on
don't
Third.
know
Yeah.
it.
So it used to actually be like a divey Mexican restaurant when I was little. That's where my
I grew up one block from
no
El
way.
Carmen.
Oh my
Yes.
God. So my dad would take us there and on our way out, they would give us an Andes mint. And to me, that was
I
like
love those mints.
the fanciest. Yeah. The
Uh-huh.
most like high end. Obviously, I was just like so
You were
blown
like,
away by
this
it.
is class.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
classy. This diving Mexican restaurant knows what
They
they're
know what
doing.
they're
Pinky
doing.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
just feeling fancy.
Alex, I want to talk about 2 things. I want to talk about wine and I want to talk about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor for the podcast is one of our favorite companies, Big Wine Glasses. They take our wine drinking experience to a whole nother level, which I didn't even think was possible, but they have opened my eyes, Alex.
Yes, I ordered the Balthazar on their website, which is optimized for reds, which is my favorite. And these things are like decanters in a cup. Instead of having all these fancy wine equipment, you basically just pour your wine in the glass. There's a lot of oxygen hitting the surface level of the wine, and that makes it open up faster. You can give it a swirl, smell it. It'll smell like different after a couple swirls around, and it's a really cool thing. And we have a special promo code for you today.
Absolutely. You guys, if you go to bigwineglasses.com right now, use our special promo code Hot Pastrami, you will get 20% off your total order because we love you and we hope you drink lots of wine all the time.
And just a little cherry on top, these big wine glasses are dishwasher safe.
People, what more could you ask for from a wine glass? Truly nothing. We've got it all covered. They've got it all covered at Big Wine Glasses. So go to bigwineglasses.com and use our promo code Hot Pastrami for 20% off right now. Go drink the wine. It's very nice.
That's so funny. My grandma was on La Cienega and Olympic.
Crazy.
was
I
born
grew up
out.
on like literally Crest Nights in Beverly.
Wow. Wow.
That's where I always
Half
go
a
to get
mile
my
from the
haircut.
deli.
Alex's mom.
Wait, what did you say?
I think Lily was just talking about how her mom goes to get her haircut
Alex's mom.
from my mom's salon.
No. She cuts hair. If you ever need your haircut,
I
anybody,
need it.
if anybody here needs their haircut ever, Lisa Canter is an incredible
Oh my God.
hairstylist.
I need a
Is
good
that the word?
bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hairstylist?
for sure.
Yeah. Hair
She used
cutter
to cut
lady?
hair
Yeah.
for all the old like rock bands like Guns N' Roses.
No.
and,
Yes,
she knows how to
crazy?
do big
Yes.
80s hair and all that
Wow,
stuff.
and that's like so in right now.
Is it
for
80s,
ladies,
80s
yeah.
teased hair is back?
A good shag. You
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. But yeah, I never got a haircut from anyone but my mom.
Oh, that's so cute. I love
Yeah.
that. Oh my God.
And it's cute that Lily has been getting a haircut every
Okay, I need to bring this up again
Okay.
because we all went to the same camp,
Yeah.
Camp S. Kramer.
Yeah. Wilshire Boulevard Temple Camps, right?
The very best.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a
did
small
anybody
world.
It is.
venture to Hilltop?
I did Hilltop for like 2 years. It was kind of
Whoa.
a click thing. Yeah. It was like,
that's
I know. I know. I was wild. But there was like, I don't know why, these like 2 years, everyone went to Hilltop instead. And it was pretty great.
Everyone went to Hilltop instead?
Like my little group
Your
of my
group, yeah,
age.
that's everyone. I get it.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All of them.
Ugh.
Like my longtime crush. And I was in a cabin with Zoe Winkler one year.
That is blowing my
I know,
mind.
it's so funny.
That is crazy.
It's so random. So I'm from, I have to tell this story because
Tell the story.
I was born in LA. My whole family's from LA. I love LA. My parents moved to Orange County when I was born. So
Boo.
I know.
Just
I mean,
kidding.
truly.
Orange
No,
County's not that far.
it's not that far.
But it's very different.
Mentally, it's very,
It's far.
very far away. And then the minute I graduated high school, I moved back here and worked it. There was a
Where did you work?
There was a clothing store on Melrose because Melrose was like really hip back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a clothing store called Funky Diva.
Such a Melrose
I know.
name
I
for
drove
a
past
store.
it just now and I was like, oh, it's totally empty and there's like graffiti
That's
all
so
over it.
funny.
But that was my spot. And then my other grandma worked at a bakery stall in the Fairfax Farmers Market.
Oh my gosh.
Forever.
God.
Yeah. So we'd
That's
always go see
crazy.
her.
I
We
love
grew
that
up going to the
farmer's market.
Fairfax
Yeah.
Farm. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
that was like where we would spend Sundays. and,
Totally.
like,
Well, our
So
family
crazy.
birthday place is still, and like maybe my favorite restaurant in LA, aside from Canter's, of course, is El Coyote. Like that is our
That I
place.
love El
Yeah.
Coyote. We used to go there after my brother's baseball
Ugh.
games.
Yeah.
I almost
Yes.
said tournaments. It's not tournaments. I'm good at sports, I swear. It was so fun. Like
Yeah.
all the kids, and we would run around and the parents would drink margaritas. It
Yeah.
was lovely.
It's our family birthday spot. It's like the great like leveler because it's far away from everyone. So everyone has to drive to get to it. Like someone's in the valley, someone's in Culver
Right.
City. We're over
It's
in
not
the east
near
side.
freeway.
And
An
not near
equal
anyone.
schlep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like no one feels like they have to schlep more than anyone else.
right.
And like just the ambiance, I freaking
It's
just the
from
best.
the same era as Canter's,
Yeah.
1930s, like
amazing.
old school LA. You know?
And we always order the same. Like you don't even have like same with here when you
Yeah,
handed
what
me
is
the
your
menu.
order at El Coyote?
El Coyote is a chicken enchilada because you got to get that protein.
Mhm.
Classic.
And their green corn tamale is
Ooh.
my absolute favorite thing
Really?
in the entire world. You never had their
Never
green corn
had
tamale?
I haven't had it, yeah.
They're like famous.
Oh my god!
Damn.
Oh my god! You
Oh my god!
have
I'm so
to.
embarrassed as an El Coyote veteran.
It's
Yeah,
my God.
I've had my share of margaritas at El Coyote.
yes, yeah.
It's definitely like a drinking spot, too.
Did you
It
know
is.
that you can get a margarita here at Canter's?
You know I do because
Because
this
you've
past-
had them. Yes.
yes. This past Thanksgiving, my family met here to have
What?
Thanksgiving lunch.
Aw.
No
None of us
way.
ordered Thanksgiving. You guys actually have
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we do.
They
we
do.
do it
They have a
year-round,
Thanksgiving
actually.
I know it's amazing.
Like right now, you can order a full turkey dinner with cranberry sauce, stuffing, everything.
so incredible. But we didn't. We ordered like
you
Jewish
just went,
food.
Yeah.
went off script.
And
yeah.
my mom ordered a margarita, and I was like, "That is a great idea." And
It's a
we
great
all
idea.
drink
I just
margaritas.
heard from Alex's wife.
Mhm.
That's such a crazy thing to say. You have a wife. You're an adult. That you are the reason that Canter's has like cocktails on the
Yes.
menu.
Actually, so yeah, backing up, like Canter's has the kibitz room, which is the bar.
Yeah.
It's one of the only Jewish delis that has like the gastro component to it where you can get a drink or a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But for over 50 years, the only beer that we had in the kibitz room was Coors Banquet on draft. So
Yeah.
like, you know, like this is like an old school beer. If
Yeah.
you like don't really care about, you know, sorry Coors, but if you don't care about taste, Coors is great for you, especially if it's cold.
Yeah.
But
That's all my husband wants. We go to a bar and he's like, "Do they have cold beer? Do they look like they clean the taps regularly? If not, he'll get a bottle." Like,
Right.
That's all. He's simple. He needs that.
so I was this like young, energetic kid coming back from bartending school, and I was like, Dad, like, why is our bar offering and menu so boring and old school? Like, it's the era of IPAs and, like dark beers and all this stuff. And he's like, I don't know. People just like Coors here. And I'm like, that's because it's the only thing that we offer.
That's what it's here.
They order it so much.
I was like, I was all excited. I like brought in all these like breweries to do tastings. And I ended up putting on like an 8 draft program of beer on the menu. I put like Sculpin and just all the modern stuff that people like. And we released the beers. Some people are excited. I go to look at the sales and like the POS data the next week. Number 1 selling beer by far still, Coors.
You're getting
what people want.
That's what people want.
Mark Canter knows his audience. That is crazy.
I think that the Kibbutz just over time became this Coors bar where people don't look at the menu. They just they come in, they order their Coors. So
it's the same thing for like cocktails. Like I'd go in there and I'd order an old fashioned immediately. Like I don't need a fancy, mixed cocktail that's got all different kinds of whatever liqueurs in it. I want like my hard cocktail or my hardcore that I know, and that I know is going to be poured heavy probably.
Well, we don't have McNuggetinis on the menu here, but
thank God.
If you were to invent any drink for the Canter's bar, what would you come up with these days?
Would it still have a McNugget in it?
No, it would have one of the cocktails that Allie and I came up with. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a martini that had truffle oil in it, and it was garnished with a little anchovy floret.
Ooh,
into it.
So it's like a dirty martini. Yes, right.
I love a dirty martini.
I do too.
More than anything.
And martinis, like I don't know why people can't make them correctly. Whenever like. They should be so cold that there should be a layer of ice on the top of it.
Shaken really
Completely
well.
agree.
Yeah.
Vodka or gin?
I like the vodka ones.
Okay.
Gin's fine.
I love gin. Yeah. I'm a Hendrix lady.
Are you? Okay.
Hendrix
I'm a beef
lady.
eater.
My mom is beef eater.
So good.
Dirty, not dirty. What's
not
your
dirty,
preference?
But with olives. And then I do this really gross thing where I take a bite of one of the olives and put it back in. So the flavor of that olive.
Of course. No, that makes total sense. I completely understand.
It's dirty. Practical.
Yeah. Too dirty is just like tastes like just drinking brine.
That is what I want.
You want that.
I
like
want brine.
Yeah.
I would drink only brine if I could.
What about a pickleback?
Love a pickleback so much.
Pickleback is whiskey and pickle juice,
and
right?
a shot of pickle juice, which is good for a hangover.
Is it?
Pickle juice, because it's so salty. It's like an electrolyte type of situation.
Oh my God.
Gatorade,
I'm learning so
flavor.
much. Wow. Gatorade pickle flavor.
Yeah.
I would for sure buy that.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
That would probably be the best flavor, honestly.
Yeah. I'm not a big Gatorade lady, but anything like pickly. So that martini that you just described with the truffle oil and the anchovy. Oh my God. That sounds insane. Okay. Put it on the menu, please.
All right.
Thank you.
We're putting a new drink on the menu.
I love it.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit more about your podcast, My Favorite Murder. Mm-hmm. How is that on your brain? Like truly, because you're talking about really serious, heavy stories.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that for your daily life and kind of get out of that zone?
It's definitely been, we've been doing it for 8 years. So, it's been kind of a learning curve where in the first couple of years, that's all I thought about, because that's all I did was research these horrible stories so I could tell them, in a way that had grace and understanding. So you want to know everything. And I'm a very curious person when it comes to true crime. So I wanted to know everything. And I couldn't detach myself from it because there's just this, it sticks with you, obviously. So I did have to learn, through therapy. And I mean, I'm not going to, I have anxiety to begin with. I don't think you're into true crime if you don't already have anxiety, because all you want to do is get evidence and figure out how to make yourself safe,
Wow, that's such a good point that I never thought about.
I want to be prepared for everything. So I learn everything so nothing surprises me, which doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
But, yeah. So I'm on, anxiety medications, which are fabulous. Love them. Petting my cats really help. Sometimes when I'm recording the podcast in my office, my cat will come sit on my lap and it's just this calming presence.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's what therapy animals, that's the a service dog, an animal that comes with you on the flight. That's that's a real source of comfort for a lot of people.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I've just learned that it's just going to be part of my life for now. And the obsessive thoughts, you have to learn how to kind of deal with them and chase them away. And
right.
I mean, and I think we're doing a lot of good in the world. We're not just this like trashy true crime podcast. We're victims advocates, and we donate a lot of money to women's rights and
that's so great.
Victims' rights. So I think the good we're doing makes it a little easier to sleep at night.
Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely.
Well, 8 years of podcasting is super impressive, and like you have not just been like doing podcasting, but like owning this category, and like you've literally created like the craziest show in this category and segment, shocked. And super cool. And like you're turning this whole thing into like an even bigger empire with like other productions and live shows and all this stuff. Tell us a little bit more about all that.
I mean, it's just why I really did not expect this. Karen and I started the podcast in my apartment in Hollywood. It was like just for fun, really, just for fun. And it blew up pretty quickly. And we were both just like didn't believe it at first. And we're like, this is temporary, or this isn't true, or the numbers are wrong. And then it just kept growing and growing. And we kept getting so much incredible feedback from our listeners. The majority are women, and they're all like badass.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I feel like in LA and in the comedy world, there's this like hustle culture that I know can be toxic, but it's also this idea that like, you have to make your own way. No one's going to give you, an idea that's going to blow up. No one's going to give you an opportunity that fits you perfectly. You have to make it yourself. And I think people people just attached to that, and it worked somehow. It was authentic, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just great advice for anybody who wants to do anything.
Right.
Like you have to,
why
give
not?
It your all, no matter what the circumstances are.
Right.
And like,
well, my grandma Molly, who worked at the bakery, had this saying that sounds negative, but I love it. She said, "Bigger dummies than you." And it's so true. Bigger dummies than us have started successful podcasts, you guys, and have done things that we want to do. Like, why not us?
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it home and I'm going to tell everyone in my life. That is
bigger dummies.
I love bigger dummies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
bigger dummies, Alex. For real.
It's true. It's super true. And I generally like take it as a rule of thumb to always try to surround myself with like people who are way smarter than me.
Yes.
It's led me well so far.
Definitely.
And maybe bigger dummies too. But as we're just kind of kicking off with our little podcast here, Lily.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for us, for someone who's given, hundreds of episodes?
Oh my God. Seriously. I think what you guys are doing is incredible and so smart. When I got the email asking to do this, I was so freaking excited.
Were you really?
Yes. I love it.
Oh my God. That's so nice.
True crime is my, obsession and career, but food is, everyone wants to talk about food, right? Like,
yeah.
And everyone has a favorite this and a weird way of doing that. So I think what you're doing is so smart. In Canter is one of my favorite places in LA. I don't know. I think this is gold, you guys.
I'm really
so
excited for
you.
nice
So
of you.
much.
Oh my God. I could cry.
And
that's so sweet.
Advice is make seasons. Don't just record every week like what we did. Take a break every now and then.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Because we didn't do that. We instead of going like, okay, we're going to have a season 1, season 2, we just record all year.
How far into the episodes did you realize that you wanted to, did you ever like make that change?
No.
To turn it into.
But we got producers and they
helped
think about our mental health.
That's so nice.
Because we wouldn't.
Hear that,
Thank you,
guys?
everybody that's here.
You guys
Thank you all.
have a great
Remember our
team.
mental health. Just kidding.
Wow.
This is like a dream podcast for me to just eat food, talk to amazing people about
it's
eating.
ideal.
It's so cool, you guys.
It's so cool.
We're having fun. It's good to schmooze over some matzo balls.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
It is. Should we get into some rapid fire questions?
Is that okay?
Yes, please.
This is our favorite segment.
Okay. I love
It's
it.
all about food and restaurants and stuff. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm nervous. Okay.
You get to bring one restaurant
Mm-hmm.
from anywhere in the world to LA.
Oh,
What do you choose?
okay. So one of the few things in Orange County that I miss is this restaurant. It's like a taco stand in Laguna Beach called Taco Loco. And they have this, and I am a carnivore through and through, but they have a blackened tofu mushroom burger that is
And that is
one of the best things I've ever eaten.
and mine is blown
So
right now.
good. The whole place is
Wow.
great. They have like a lot of, like lobster nachos, and you can get all kinds of
Yum.
weird different tacos, and it's so good. So Taco Loco. would be
Taco
nice.
Loco,
Yeah.
everybody. Oh my God, that's
And
crazy.
it's not that far.
It's not that far. I
45
was gonna
minutes.
say,
but I
You're
don't
lucky.
venture
Some
that
people
way.
say a restaurant in Italy.
Oh yeah, I
But
guess I
we
could do
can
that
go-
too.
but, like we can go get that
Yeah.
Right
so
after
easily.
this.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, your turn.
I love it. You're opening your own restaurant
Oh,
in
yeah.
LA.
Yes, I
What
am.
is the dish that you're known for?
Can I? Ooh. Okay, I want to say sandwiches, but I think happy hour. I know it's not a dish.
No, that's
But
okay.
you're known for happy
You're
hour.
Explain.
known for okay. So
I like
I'm
it.
obsessed with happy hour, and my dad always will say like, "Oh, there's a nice little happy hour in Sherman Oaks or whatever." And he doesn't really drink; he just likes to go for like the specials and the little tiny plates because I want to try everything on the menu whenever I go somewhere. And for happy hour, you can totally do that. So just like
Love
maybe like an all day happy hour place.
all day, every hour is
Yeah,
happy hour
with like
That's
tiny
All Day by
options.
Georgia.
All day.
All day.
Yes.
There you go. I like it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you go
You have
next.
visitors in town. Where are you taking them for your favorite meal in LA?
Oh my God. Well, I already said El Coyote. I mean, it depends on the people, obviously.
Yeah, of
you know what I
course.
mean? So like maybe Musso and Frank's.
Oh,
a good
love.
choice.
But if I want to go somewhere like actually really good, I'll
Yeah.
go to Found Oyster
Oh,
Oh,
or
that's such a good
Safi's.
place to
Yeah.
both of those.
Right, cross the street,
Yeah.
get some oysters,
Hit
go
both.
do a
across the
bang
Yeah,
bang.
literally.
Yes. A bang bang is when you eat 2 meals in one.
Exactly.
One dinner.
Exactly.
It's the
You
best.
gotta.
Yeah. I
That's
think it.
perfect. A little shawarma, a little oyster.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I'd be very happy with you if you were my tour guide. Go
The
ahead.
lobster skewer at Safi's.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
A moment for that.
You know, I was nervous to try that because I'm not so good with spicy.
Uh-huh.
That is like the type of
Perfect.
spicy that like it's not too hot.
It's like
so
warming.
you want to keep going.
Yeah.
But then after you might cry a little, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that kind of spice. Okay, your turn.
Yes.
It's true. I think you already sort of answered that question, so I'm going to go to a different one.
Ooh, I have
You got one? You go
yeah,
for it.
okay. It's Saturday morning.
Oh, that was the one I
Oh,
was
I'm
gonna-
sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry. I'm going to ask it anyway. Okay, it's Saturday morning. You're a little hungover.
Mhm.
Where are you going for breakfast? And what are you ordering?
Oh my God. I want to go somewhere with tater tots. You
Love.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I don't want your breakfast potatoes.
No.
So who has that? Edendale in Los Feliz has that. An
don't
eggs
know.
Benedict. I'm definitely going to need that too. So maybe here for
Maybe
that.
Canter's for
Maybe
an eggs
Canter's.
Benedict. Who knew?
I mean, let's see. Where would I? Oh my God, there's so many places.
Am I crazy? Does Home State have tater tots, or did I make that up? I
They
might have made
don't,
that
but
up.
That is a great.
They
but
should.
you know what I'm
They
yes.
are great for
They-
that.
right?
Yes.
Like that is
You know-
what I'm
you know
picturing. But
what
I
a great tater tot breakfast burrito is, though, is Cerviteca in Culver City.
really
Oh, no. I
They
don't
just
know.
like shove a bunch of tater tots in the breakfast
yeah.
burrito, and
Do
they're
it.
crispy.
Love that.
It's delicious.
What about All Day Baby? They've got.
I love All Day
They've got
Baby.
like the plates that will make you feel better.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm
Their
saying?
biscuit
Oh yeah,
isn't. Have you had that?
biscuit sandwich with jam on it. Stop
Oh,
it right now.
Stop it right now. It is insane.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everybody
super
needs it.
good.
Go get it.
Yeah.
All Day Baby. And Here's Looking at You. Go to
Absolutely.
both.
Not to be
Yes.
confused with All Day by Georgia, which is the happy hour
That's
restaurant.
a very
Right.
different restaurant.
That's a spin-off
Yeah,
of All
that's
Day
a
Baby.
spin-off. Exactly.
Amazing. Well,
Do you have any more questions?
I think we've grilled you enough.
grilled you enough. Thank you so much for coming.
guys,
You
I
are
could-
Yeah.
so wonderful.
You are.
Could
You
literally
are-
talk
really
to you all
do.
day.
No, but you really have such a nice, warm energy
Oh my God, thank
about
you.
you, and it's just so
Yet she's
lovely
wearing
to
like a
meet you.
werewolf
I know.
dress.
I have to intimidate just a
Yeah,
little
like,
bit with my clothes.
exactly.
Yeah. Thank
But
you
I love
so
the
much.
dress. It's
Aw.
great.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much for joining us today
My
on another
pleasure.
episode of Pastrami.
All right, we'll be back. Georgia Hardstark, incredible guest. We hope to have her back one day.
It just blows my mind that she's been doing this for so long,
Maybe
and
we
like
all
still,
have.
yeah, maybe we all get
Have-
there. To
exactly.
That point. See
May
you in
we
8
all
years,
have that-
listeners.
May we all have that success that Georgia Hardstark has.
And let's bring this show on the road one day. I really love her
Love.
like live podcasting situation too.
I
That'd
know.
be fun.
So
We'll
cool.
come pop up in your city. We'll talk about food.
We won't talk about murder. That would be weird if we decided to talk about murder. We'll leave the murder talk to Georgia.
True.
And we'll cover the food. And then together, I think we rule all of the podcasts.
I
right?
just realized, like, we didn't even talk about the murder that happened at Canter's.
I'm sorry, the what?
Never mind.
No. You cannot do that.
I'm probably not supposed to share that.
No,
story.
Alex, we are all still listening. What happened? Did a murder actually take place at Canter's?
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that, but anyways, Georgia Hardstark, ladies and gentlemen, that was super fun. Make sure to follow us at Hot Pastrami.
I need to hear the entire story when we turn this off, and then I'm going to come back and intro the next episode with the story.
Please don't do that.
All right, everybody, we are your co-hosts for Hot Pastrami. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back soon.